Hello, everyone. I guess I need these today anyway. So, once again, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. I say this each week, and it holds such a gift for me to be able to say, welcome to the world of magic and miracles, because it's growing very quickly in our lives and it's allowing us to be who we are. It comes from our origin. We walk in with it. We come in as children with that world of magic and miracles. I'm talking to each one of you. And now it's alive in our life. Even though there are many things that say it's not true, each day something new happens that makes me burst out with great feelings to say, wow, wow, it's working. Little events that you thought you made a mistake with actually change the direction of everything around you, and the most amazing results occur. Your life is different because of the magic and miracles, but more so, your life is so different because you welcome yourself into this world, into the world of magic and miracles, into the world of your Creator, and into the physical world that you model in every moment by stepping forward into the future. I'm so glad you came. Yeah. Yeah. Stepping into the future. Wow. The future awaits us all. How we move into the future defines us. Do you lay claim to the future and own it as yours? The birth of a tycoon and called a success in the physical world, where we find ourselves in the year 2025. There are those who listen to the music for their cue, for their next move in the dance into the future. That's the way I love to look at it. You dance into the future, and that takes rhythm. So, master universal sound, immaculately conceived, was once sounded as the definition of music. Harmony, once arising from elsewhere and translated into the rhythm of our lives, our beingness, our health and wellness. Music is my life. From a rousing marching band on the football field at halftime to a lullaby at a mother's breast have all had an effect on our well-being and health and attitude. Yeah. I've listened to piano music all morning on my Pandora, and Rubinstein was playing for me. And I have to add a little tidbit in here that I met him backstage at Carnegie Hall. My uncle was showing me off to his friends. That image is engraved. So, yeah, that was kind of special. Yeah, that marching band came up in my imagination, and I realized all crazy stuff, but it all works because there are no methods and because it has a natural entry into the flow of the fields that you feel. You feel them physically in and around your body. Things that used to make you react now have that fraction of a second to allow your energy field to respond in its own way and bring everything into balance. So instead of us being reactive in our way of life, we're not even proactive. We're allowing the millions of inputs and outputs that we forgot about to actually consciously appear in our world. So, a little signal from a child or from a person who may be serving you gives you an indicator that they're wishing you well, gives you they want to interact. Yes, I've had that. They want to interact, even if you don't share a language, but there is something that's going on. The words are there to hold your attention, your physical attention, but that's not what you're focusing on. You're focusing on the good feelings. Yeah, the excellence of where you are at that moment and your amazing ability to make that person or that animal or bird feel great. We've all had this. Those are magic moments that have nothing to do with the physical world around you. Those are the magic moments that we recognize. You are attracting to your world everything that you have created. You're not attracting anything out of anybody else's world. It's all new. It all comes from your origin and from the original particles that are smaller than anything we've ever registered, that have a charge and have a shape the same as us. So the most minute thing you could possibly imagine, smaller than any sight or any, it's dry here. Yeah. or any special magnifier is totally there for your control. So the second you want someone to feel good, they feel it. Has that happened to you? And you watch for the smile and they don't know where it came from, but you're bringing it into their life. You want them to feel the sparkles. They feel it because it's created instantly from nothing. Now that's magic. And you know who knows this more than anything else? Little children. I love being with them. They're so responsive. And they don't parcel out their giggles. And every once in a while, there's just a spontaneous hug, which is so delightful. Yeah. Take it while it's here before they get sophisticated or all grown up. And that takes me to the latest developments in science. They're only just catching up to the fact that if you're an observer, what you observe exists. But until you observe, it's in a different form. It's in a mass of fields and charged particles that don't perform the same way as a physically solid piece of matter. This is probably the best thing that ever happened to science, even though they still argue about it. They have proven beyond a doubt that what each one of us knows is actually correct. We feel the energy about something. We feel there's going to be a storm. We feel the beauty. We feel the elegance. And we feel the need from somebody that we don't even know. There's a recognition in everyone of all those people who are allowing their inputs and outputs to actually operate instead of calling them emotions, which so often just get dismissed and reacting to them. Oh, she's just so emotional. No, she's picking up on what perhaps no one else can. Never dismiss or minimize someone's knowingness. Yeah. So all the taught habits don't seem to have any value anymore because your value system is totally different. What you brought with you had beauty, respect, honor, and there was no such thing as that's not fair, or it's my turn, or I have to have that, because you create everything in your world from nothing in an instant. And it all appears and feels great without any provisos. And once you feel all this to be the slightest bit true, it all starts to happen around you and in you. And the most beautiful thing is each one of us can have a smile on our face about what's happening to us, or we can have a miserable face about what's happening to us, whichever we decide is true. Has that happened to you? You say, why am I feeling this way? I don't believe that. That's not who I am. They're putting words in my mouth. I have to be me. So it doesn't take long to figure out that, wow, whatever we decide is true, it's best we give ourselves the lightest part of the load that says, whatever you decide is yours. So we decide we don't want lots of stuff. We just want to feel good. We want everybody else to feel good. We want to enjoy every moment and not have to rebuild everything every day. We want to see the beauty around us and not see the misery. Because when you don't see the misery, it doesn't exist. I love that. Sounds strange, but it's true. And it doesn't need any proof because it's how we're built. And we all feel in this world, or we've all been taught, that we need proof. As a child, you didn't need proof of anything. When you first went to get a loan to buy a house, the proof that you need didn't allow enough for you to get the house you want. But sure enough, you ended up getting the house you want because there's something in your nature that allows you to create it without having to have a physical balance for it. There's no such thing as give and take. It's all give, because the more you give, the more you create, the more you produce, the more energy you have, the more you send to where others can be happier. You feel it. And that's not writing checks out. That's just good feelings, a great heart, and a love of everyone, and a little bit of mischief as well, so that you stir up moments and you bring to life the person you're interacting with, whether it be someone you know or someone you don't know. Whether it be someone that's thinking or looking at you from across the street or looking out from a crowd, your gift is so beneficial. In a fraction of a second, you can change a person's life such that they will heal themselves and will enjoy what they feel from you for the rest of their lives and beyond. Every moment counts. There are no do-overs. There's no, I didn't mean it. No excuses. Just be the beautiful being that came in to be with us from their origin. Yeah. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about your real nature and where you can go with it. There's no limitation. And the fact that it's transmitting all the time sounds a little crazy, but all the power in the world cannot touch what you produce. I feel these words so deeply. And when you're living them and being able to express them and have another who understands what you're saying is so powerful. Now, as I usually do, I just jump over to the date and I say, numerologically, today is a 5. And I just add up all the individual numbers of the date. But 5 is a symbol of interconnectedness. Isn't that amazing? I just wrote this. Well, at any rate, it's a sign of interconnectedness and all things established. All we have to do is look at our hand. Yeah. I guess I have to write darker. These glasses are not doing it. But the interesting thing is 5 is as close as your own hand that can do, can feel, can caress, can build, can create. And speaking of, and speaking of creation, if this is your first Sunday with Barbara, this is the time I usually share my creativity of the week when I have an art class, a Zoom art class with Mandar. And this week was a little different. I started out just fine, laid out all my pastels. I was ready and set to go. And I got a distinct feeling from I don't know where, but it wasn't a terrific feeling. And it went downhill from there till I had to just rush to the bed. And while Robert thought I was in there creating something magnificent, I was trying to be here. And he came in, God bless him. Everything turned out all right. But there's no art or recent art to show you. So I enjoy this part so much that I went back in my collection and I came out with this. Some of you may even recall. I whip it out every time someone tells me they're going to Florence, Italy, and it brings it all back. So I hope you like it. And now my wish is, may these words you have just heard from Robert and me Either my handwriting is going to have to get much larger, or I'm going to have to get stronger glasses. At any rate, may these words that I just gave to you open the way for you to have a most perfect life with perfect health and an amazing future filled with joy. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Barbara.